Hey y'all, NX 20.5 has dropped, so let's go through the updates together. All right, so if you've missed it, we've made a lot of improvements to how NX interacts with LLMs. With your AI powered coding assistant, it can edit files, but it doesn't know a lot about your overall workspace. But NX does know a lot about your workspace. It knows about the different projects, it knows about how they interrelate, which files depend on which ones. We can know about what kind of technologies and tasks that you can run. Even things like code ownership can be baked in. And so now NX is providing that context to your LLM so that it can do better work for you. So far, we've integrated with both Copilot and Cursor. Make sure you check out Yuri's articles about that, as well as this video where he's making a YouTube face. Back in January, we announced our new experience for TypeScript model repos, which is based on TypeScript project references rather than path aliases like we've used before. If you want more details on that, check out our articles from January, but we've been steadily working on improving that experience. When you're using a workspace with project references, you may end up with projects that have names like @org/foo, @org/bar. And so we've improved our CLI so that you can now run that project's task by just using foo or bar rather than having to type out the entire name each time. We've also made the tasks inferred by NXJS more efficient by making sure that buildable projects only get a build target. Because build is going to run TSC, that's going to run a type check, and so it's inefficient for that project to have both a build and a type check. So buildable libraries are getting a build target, non-buildable libraries are getting just the type check. And if you want more details, check out our docs. Speaking of our docs, we've made a big improvement by providing migration docs. So whenever you run NX Migrate, it figures out which migrations need to be run, but it can be really hard to know what those migrations are going to do before they run, or even understand exactly what they've done afterwards. So to help with some of that confusion, we have introduced these migration docs. And so if you look at any of these, you'll see some details about why that migration needs to be run, what packages are going to be updated, what's going to happen, and even give some example code changes about what it looks like before and what it looks like after. Hopefully this helps with some of the confusion around this. As part of the migration process, we are also going to be providing links to these migration docs, so you'll be able to very, very easily find them and figure out what a migration is doing. We're continuing to make this process better, so keep an eye on development here. All right, let's talk about enhanced support for a few different libraries. Number one, for eslint configurations, we're now supporting ESM. That's going to mean that new workspaces default to using ESM for their eslint config files. We're going to continue to support CommonJS for older workspaces, so you'll be able to use either CommonJS or ESM to configure eslint in NX workspaces. New NX workspaces are going to default to React 19. Now, if you need to create a new React app, like say because Create React app is being sunset, then we've got you covered. We are not providing a migration for existing workspaces to React 19 because of possible breaking changes. If you're ready to do that migration on your own, see our docs about using the new React compiler. We're also up on the latest Angular 19.2 version, so make sure that you run your migration and get up on that. If you're not ready to upgrade to the latest version of Angular, but you do want to upgrade your version of NX, that's fine. I fear change as well. Make sure that you use the interactive flag to be able to opt out of migrating to Angular 19.2, and then you can migrate later whenever you feel that you're ready for that change. Last up on version support, we now support Vite 6 and Vitest 3, so that brings us completely up to date with the Vite ecosystem. We wanted to give a little update on where we are with infinite tasks, which are now called continuous tasks. Continuous tasks are going to be tasks that will be long running and have to be shut down somehow. So the biggest use case for these things are like front end applications have to depend on a back end that is running in order to work. And so your front end tasks will be able to depend on that long running back end service. We're continuing to work on this. Definitely check out our RFC, and you should see a beta version of this available before the launch of NX 21. There's always too many things going into every NX release to bring up every single one, but we wanted to call out specifically that we are speeding up the project graph calculation, and we've improved the stability of the daemon. If you want to see everything that happened as part of this release, check out our full release notes. As always, when you're ready to upgrade, it's always NX migrate latest, and then you're going to install your packages and do the run migrations. This is all documented under our migration guides. Make sure you check them out. If you need help, file an issue on GitHub or get in touch with us in our Discord server. That's all for now. We'll see you next time.